It's safe to say nobody predicted a Flyers-Canadiens Eastern Conference final. Why would you? Philly needed a shootout victory in the final game of the regular season just to make the playoffs. Montreal snuck into the postseason with an overtime loss in its regular season finale. For the first time in NHL history, an 8 seed is playing a 7 seed for a spot in the Cup final. The Flyers with the home ice advantage and the fans out in full force. They had plenty to cheer about early. Less than 4 minutes in on the power play. Puck loose in front of the net. Big old Braden Coburn keeps hacking away, and eventually it goes in the net. His first goal of the playoffs, 1-0. Montreal with a chance to tie it later in the period. Scotty Gomez on the break. Denied by Michael Leighton. Leighton with 28 saves on the night, and he got plenty of help from his offense. Second period, already 2-0 back in the power play. Danny Briere, bang! He rips the ropes, his 8th of the playoffs. And the Flyers pour it on. Simon Gagne, the wicked wrister. Philly cruises to a 6-0 win in Game 1. A completely different matchup out west. The top 2 seeds, the Blackhawks and Sharks, going at it. San Jose scored first, but Chicago rallied with 2 straight, including this game winner in the third from Dustin Byfuglien. The Hawks grab a 1-0 series lead. Both conference final series resume on Tuesday night. Hopefully all you Phillies sports fans changed the batteries in your remote this morning. The Phillies joining the Flyers in prime time tonight. Cole Hamels and the boys up against the Brewers on Sunday Night Baseball. He likes those smelling salts. Third inning, Wilson Valdez hitting just .234 in the air, and I think right fielder Corey Hart underestimated him a bit. Playing real shallow, and Valdez rips a double. That scores a run. 3-0 Phils. Brew Crew coming back in the 6th. First, Casey McGee going deep to left center, and then Hart steps up, wham, back-to-back jacks. Hamels has now given up 9 long balls in 8 starts. Ouch. Just like that, it's 3-2. Stay that way until the 8th. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Charlie Villanueva gets Chase Utley swinging. Just one problem. The ball gets away. Utley safe at first. Shane Victorino scores. Philly leads this one 4-2 in the 9th. By now, the Phillies are used to pulling off the sweep. The Pirates, not so much, especially in Chicago. Pittsburgh hasn't won 3 straight in the Windy City in more than a decade. The Buccos with a shot to snap that streak today. John Russell with the eye of the tiger. Great start. Second inning, bases loaded. Ted Lilly dangles some high cheese. And Lastings Millage goes and gets it. Rips his single to left. 2-run score just like that. 3-0 Pittsburgh. Millage, a good day at the dish, but a bad day in the field. Second inning, I don't have it. His misplay allows a run to score, 3-1 at that point, and then the Cubbies rally against the Pirates' pen. Derek Lee ties it with the 2-out RBI single off of Evan Meek in the 7th, and then in the 8th, former Pirate Xavier Nady comes through with another 2-out hit. Alfonso Soriano scores what turns out to be the game winner. The Cubs come from behind for a 4-3 win. Down on the farm, the Curve trying to salvage a split of a 4-game series against Richmond. Second inning, Miles Durham fights one off and finds some green and right. Josh Harrison races home. Harrison with 3 hits on the day. 2-0 Toontown. More from Durham in the third. A swing and a drive, giving the advertisers and left some help. His 2nd homer of the year. Durham now tied for the team lead with 21 RBI. Richmond made things interesting, but Altoona holds on for a 7-6 victory. Time to talk basketball. The Celtics getting most of the headlines heading into the Eastern Conference Finals after taking down LeBron James and the Cavs. Lost in the fine print, though, is that the Magic are the hotter team. Orlando is yet to lose a game in the playoffs. The Magic had a week off to get ready, but the veteran C's had the fresh legs early. Second quarter, look out below. Tony Allen going way up to throw one down. Boston up 9 points at the break. Second half, more from the Celtics. Ray Allen alone in the corner, you cannot give him that. 3 of his 25 points. Boston up as many as 20. The Magic make a furious rally. Less than 30 seconds to go. Dwight Howard off the rebound, lays it in, cuts the lead to 3. But Boston made its free throws down the stretch. The Celtics hold Howard to 13 points and steal Game 1 on the road, 92-88.
They're the ones that put us out last year, so it's a process, and you can't go into it thinking everything is going in your favor, because the next day it could turn. And for us, we just have to stay humble and know that we have to continue to work regardless of what the circumstances are.
For the first time in years, NASCAR driver Jimmy Johnson looks human. The 4-time defending Cup champ has finished each of his last 2 races in the garage rather than on the track. He no longer leads the Cup standings. Johnson, Kyle Busch, and the boys hitting the track in Dover for the Autism Speaks 400. Casey Kane led for 24 laps, but this is never a good sign. The car won't accelerate. He finished 20th, his 4th straight finish outside the top 15. Lap 115, Kurt Busch loses a tire. He finished 19th. Johnson and Kyle Busch battled for most of the day. During the final green pit stop with 36 laps to go, JJ tries a little too hard to beat Busch out of the pit. He's nailed for speeding, a big mistake. After leading 225 laps, Johnson penalized. He crossed the line 16th. Busch's crew celebrates. The 18 car cruises from there. Not exactly the way he envisioned it, but Busch will take his 2nd Sprint Cup victory of the season.
It kind of turned our way today. You know, unfortunately for those guys, they got busted for speed and we weren't able to beat them outright and race them around to the end of the race, the last 30 laps. But I feel like our car was good enough where we could at least challenge them for it. It was a fun battle there, racing them through the last, I don't know, 100 laps or so that we had.
Big win for Mr. Busch. Kevin Harvick still leads the chase standings with Busch now all the way up to 2nd. Jimmy Johnson, who had that speeding penalty, drops from 2nd to 4th.